should you tell your lawyer the truth? And that would seem obvious to most people that you should. Not everybody does, and surprisingly, not all lawyers want to hear the truth. So I'm going to call this the video of You Can't Handle the Truth, or Why Some Lawyers Don't Want to Know the Truth. So let's talk about that. When you come in and talk to a lawyer, the lawyer is typically going to want to know what happened. But from the lawyer's perspective, from a criminal lawyer's perspective, they're trying to determine, is there sufficient evidence from the state to determine whether or not you have committed a crime? In a criminal case, you, if you're the accused person, have no burden of proof whatsoever. In other words, you can sit there and say, hey, they didn't prove a thing. A lawyer has to decide whether or not he wants his client to take the witness stand. In a criminal case, the person who's accused also has a right to say nothing, to do nothing. They don't have to testify. But here's the rub. If the person who is accused decides to take the witness stand, and the lawyer knows that that person has committed the crime, he can't put them up there and say, tell me, Johnny, you didn't really do this, did you? The reason is it's something called suborning perjury. We lawyers have ethical rules that at least we are supposed to abide by. Not all of them do, of course. So if a lawyer knows that his client is going to go up there and lie, he cannot ethically put him up there. The way that some lawyers avoid this is they just don't ask the client whether or not they did it. They just look at the facts and say, well, gee, there's not enough. And they just try to avoid that question altogether. Now, it's a different philosophical view depending on who the lawyer is, and sometimes depending on what the case is. Generally, I want to know the truth. The whole purpose of a trial, and the word verdict means to speak the truth. So I want to know what's going on. Lawyers traditionally don't like surprises at trial, and I don't want to look at my client and go, you think maybe you should have told me this? I don't like those surprises. So I want to know the truth. But understand that some lawyers may choose to not ask you that. You have to decide what's best for you along with your lawyer. Again, my personal view is I want to know the truth. I want to make sure that there's not surprises, but this is something that you'll need to discuss with your attorney. If you have any further questions and you want to ask me, just give me a buzz. I hope you liked this video and found it to be educational and informative. If you did, please hit the like button, and I'd ask that if you're interested, hit the subscribe button and you'll get these legal videos as they come out. Thank you for watching. And by the way, if you have suggestions or questions for future videos or comments on this one, feel free to leave them below.